Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask him subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase us in knowledge wherever we are. Ameen. So today is just a summary of what we talked about yesterday in Falani. So I will just quickly summarize that in English. So the topic was about the ritual bath. So the Janaba shower, the Islamic ritual shower, is what we talked about yesterday. And inshallah today I will try to summarize that bidnillahi ta'ala. Alright. So we're gonna focus this topic on a book that I authored called Aliful Jannah. So I'll just read that, what we have on the Aliful Jannah, and then translate it for us, inshallah. So first of all, as I said, we're talking about the ghusl, which is the sifatul ghusl, the procedure of the ritual bath. That's what we're going to talk about today. This is the things that I want us to cover. First of all, what needs to happen in order for a Muslim to have to take the ritual bath. There are reasons that will that a Muslim will come across that will make the Muslim have to. When I say have to, that's like an emphasis on the have to take the Janaba shower. So when that happens, then the Muslim have to take the Janaba shower. So we're going to talk about the reason. That's like number one reasons. And number two, the procedure on how to take the shower itself. These are only two things that we're going to cover, and then we'll just add, like, just to talk about the mistakes or things that people misunderstood about the Janaba shower. Inshallah, these are the three things. First, we talk about the reasons, right? There are only 4 reasons in Islam that when a Muslim then they have to take the ritual bath. There are only 4 reasons. So when that happens, the Muslim is required to take the Janaba shower. What's the first one? First is called khurujul mani. Khurujul mani, the excretion of the semen. So when the semen comes out of a Muslim, then they have to take the Janaba shower. When I say semen, I mean sperm. When that comes out of the person, then they have to take the Janaba shower. Whether it's through intercourse or through wet dream or through masturbation, just whenever it comes out, then the Muslim has to take the Janaba shower. So the first reason is the excretion of semen. Let's remember that. And the second reason is the ending of the woman's monthly cycle. When that ends, when a woman stops seeing her menses, when she's clean, then immediately she is required to take the Janaba shower, the ritual bath, right? 2 things so far, and we're trying to get to 4. And the third one here is postnatal, when the woman is clean from postpartum bleeding. So postpartum bleeding, immediately when the woman is clean from that, then she has to take the Janaba shower. What is postpartum bleeding? Is after giving birth, the woman they start bleeding after giving birth, right? And then immediately that stops, then she is required to take the Janaba shower. So after postpartum bleeding, 1, 2, 3, and the last one here is the contact, when the 2 private parts come in touch, then both genders have to take the Janaba shower. When a husband and a wife, whether they have sexual intercourse or not, it doesn't matter. When their private parts touch one another, then they have to take the Janaba shower. And many people misunderstand this last step here. These are only 4 things that will happen for the Muslim to have to take the Janaba shower. There are other things that is required. The Muslim is required to take the Janaba shower, but it's not like they have to, else then their worship will not be accepted. But for these 4, they have to. The things that I did mention, and it's mashallah a sunnah to take the ritual shower. It's like the Jumu'ah prayer, and also the 2 Eids, and in Hajj. And some scholars also recommend for a new convert to take the Janaba shower. So like those are things that you can take the shower. But the 4 that I mentioned, I still have my 4 fingers straight here so that we go over this one more time. So these are the 4 things that we need to remember, and whenever this happens, we need to go ahead and take the Janaba shower. The first one was the excretion of semen, right? So whenever the sperm comes out of the body with ladha, this is with pleasure basically. So when it comes out without pleasure, maybe for a sickness, when someone is sick and then it just comes out like that because of the sickness, then that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the pleasure, the one that comes out with pleasure. But when you sleep in sometimes and have a wet dream, maybe it you don't feel the pleasure, maybe you don't remember the pleasure, right? But you still have to take the Janaba shower. The second one was when a woman stops seeing her menses. The third one is postpartum bleeding, after the woman is clean from giving birth. And the 4th and last one is when the 2 private parts come in touch. These are the 4. And now when this happens, when one of these things happen, then the Muslim is required to take the Janaba shower. And what is the Janaba shower? So well, the Janaba shower seems to be complicated for Muslims, though it's one of the easiest, if not the easiest, act of worship in Islam. It's even easier than wudu. It's easier than wudu. Taking that ritual bath, taking that Janaba shower is easier than the wudu, because the wudu has many steps, 1, 2, 3, going like it's like many steps, right? Compared to the Janaba shower, just remember 2 steps. And I'm gonna give you 2 ways of taking the Janaba shower. One with just the wajibats, with just the incumbents, the things that you have to do. And then the second style, the second way, is the one with wudu, the one with like the sunnah one, right? I want to call it. So the first one, which only have 2 steps, is step 1, an-niyatu, the intention. Intend that you are taking the Janaba shower. We on the same page on step 1? Alright, let's jump to step 2. Step 2, the second and final step of the Janaba shower, is have your whole body wet. Just make sure your whole body is wet. When I say whole body, bro, it's just the whole body, man, like everything, right? That's it. You have your Janaba shower. Easy. 1, 2, Niyya and ta'mimul jasadi bil ma'i. Just have your whole body wet. These are the only 2 steps, and I don't want to even go to details so to confuse people, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'll just give a simple way to do that, right? A simple way to do that. Okay, so get into the shower with the niyya, with the intention that you are about to take the Janaba shower. Wash your hands, just wash them 3 times. Yeah, mashallah. And then wash between the belly button to your knees, between your belly button to your knees. Okay, wash that, just like the private parts, wash everything. And then just wash your head until it's fully wet, completely wet. 3 times will suffice. If not, just make sure until it's wet, right? And then divide your body into 2. Just begin with the right, okay, the right side of your body, and then just wash front and back and just keep going to your toes, the whole side of the right part, and then go to the left one and do exactly the same thing. And that's it. You got your full janaba shower with step 2, intention, and having your whole body wet. And what's the second one that is combined with wudu? This one I will read it in Arabic as it's on the book, the Al Jannah book that Alhamdulillah I authored. It's a simple, like, basic Islamic book. It's like a simple methodology to the basic of Islam, a simple methodology for the basics of Islam. That's the Al Jannah book. It has like basic Arabic reading, basic Tajweed, Quran, basic Tawhid, basic Fiqh, the du'as of the prayer, some hadith, some like daily du'as, and more. So it has like a lot of things that the Muslim have to know, like the first steps, the asasiyat, the basics of Islam, right? So for this second janaba shower that is combined with wudu, this one, as I promised, I will read it in Arabic. Ba'da niyya, after the intention, yaghsilu kaffayhi, the Muslim washes his hands. After that, wa yaghsilu ma bayna as-surrati war-rukbatayni, and then he wash what is between his belly button and his knees. And the next step is ثم يتوضأ وضوءه للصلاة كاملة, and then perform a complete wudu, a complete ablution, a complete like ablution, right? Ablution like the regular ablution, a complete one. And then after this one, ثم يغسل رأسه ثلاثة, and then he washes his head 3 times, or حتى يروي كله, أو حتى يروي كله, or until the whole head is wet, like the whole head. When I say head, like it's just the whole head, like everything, right? Until like 3 times, or until it wets, it's completely wet, right? ثم يفيض الماء على سائر جسده, and then you just have the shower, like the complete shower. Pour water on your whole body, like the rest of your body. And this one, since you're doing it with wudu, this is the things to remember. Remember, at first, like, we clean between the belly button and the knees. We're done with that. Don't touch it again, right? So skip it. So you just wash the right side, as I mentioned earlier, and then skip between the belly button and your knees and jump to your what is below your knees to your toes, right? And then do the left side just as you did the right side. This is what we need to know for the janaba shower. One thing to remember, like washing your head, having your head, like making your head wet, completely wet, is a must for both genders, men and women. It doesn't matter whether you just get your head braided or like whatever, like you have to have your head completely wet to have that complete janaba shower, sister or brother with that afro that you don't want to touch, right? So yeah, have it wet, like completely wet, inshallah. So I don't want to make it long. This is what we have today, and please share. This is important. You know why I said share? It's because these are things that many Muslims do not know about. When some are talking about these things, they beat around the bush and then leave people in confusion. Because many people will be confused when you don't go directly and talk about like the semen, the this and that. When you just say water, I mean, kids will think like you're just talking about the clean water, the drinkable water. And some tend to call it just water, like the sperm, the semen, they just call it water, and some other things they just call it by other names. And people will be like kind of confused. Or Muslims also are shy to ask questions about Janaba shower, or the things that will the things that will make you have to take the Janaba shower, the four that I mentioned earlier. So they kind of like shy about it, or don't even like know how to ask the questions. So that's why I said share. When you share, someone will benefit from this, inshallah. So sharing is caring. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.